deeply embedded in these people who want to get back. I really think this notion of getting back at whoever attacks you, this notion of being able to strike out in your own defense is very fundamental and can lead us to some very wrong conclusions. But thank you for your comments. You got somebody over here?
Thank you. All right, so the last two presidential administrations, the Bush administration and the Obama administration as well, have they've stated that they've kept us safe from further terrorist activity in the United States. There have been huge increases in the military budget, the intelligence budget, the Patriot Act, all for the rationale of homeland security. Now, if the whole point of the terrorists of Bin Laden, and if their entire point was to get us to fight in Afghanistan and in Iraq, are those statements that that this increase in intelligence spending and the Patriot Act, are those statements irrelevant?
Which statements are the public declarations of administrations?
Here, you know what? I'm sorry. Let me think about this a little bit, and I'll ask it again.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
U.S. intentions. I learned here at this Friday Forum of an article in the Armed Forces Journal by Ralph Peters, which basically scared the heck out of a lot of Pakistanis. I don't know if you've ever heard it. You can Google, in quotes, a controversial imaging of borders, and you'll come up with a rewritten map of that entire region. And it was in 2006 of June. And it just seems to me that I had never heard about it. I guess it's a widely talked about thing in neocon circles that Baluchistan should be free. It should be cut the Pakistanis away from Iran and make sure the pipelines go in the right direction, and et cetera, et cetera. That sounds conspiracist, but I was shocked that I hadn't even heard about this theory that the U.S. should rewrite the colonially, they are colonially drawn. The Fatah regions in Pakistan were supposedly supposed to revert back to Afghanistan after 99 years, comparable to the Hong Kong mandate, that it was a British-drawn colonial thing. So the borders shouldn't be immutable, but the idea that the U.S. has got people speculating on why, where the borders should be and who should be free and who shouldn't, you can understand why people are skeptical of the U.S. role.
I think I don't know about that particular thing you're talking about, but it would seem to me that there's every indication that's a spent force. Pentagon likes maps. There was a very important book, which was all the rage in Washington before we went into Iraq. It's called The Pentagon's New Map, and it was Barnett was the author, and it was a sketch of the entire world based on where there were problems, and all these violent things that happened in areas that weren't globally integrated. So the real answer was to force these areas into the global economy, but by whatever means possible, including regime change. And the Pentagon was in love with that book. Okay? I don't think anybody even opens the front cover anymore after Iraq. And that kind of thing about Baluchistan sounds to me pretty much the same sort of thing that is back on the shelf somewhere. I doubt seriously whether the U.S. military wants to go around, surveying new borders for any place right now.
I'd like to invite you all to join me one last time in thanking our speaker, although you're welcome to thank him more afterwards.